such an asshole.
Continuing on at assholeconsulting.com, we got a request. Hey, Cappy, I'll cut straight to the point and point out my background and position I'm in. Please keep my name anonymous and thank you for your time. I'm a 20-something African-American. All right, we already got the car came in for an oil change, but we already got problems. First, you're not an African-American. You are an American. You happen to be black, okay? And none of this matters to the analysis. So already, and this is not your fault, you've been conditioned by the school and the environment that maybe not the most important thing about you is that you're black, but that it is somewhat important. Your race, gender, whatever traits you were born with does not matter. Unless you were saying this is specific within the black community and I was running, okay. Because here's what it is. This I'm trying to help you out with optics. When you say, I'm a Latino lesbian in a wheelchair, it sounds like the girl who says, well, as a 34-year-old white female, I just feel, shut up. No, it does not matter. We are all equals here. And do not ever use the hyphenated thing again. You are black. Be proud of that. I mean, don't go ape shit with it either. But, like, this is St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, the Irish. All right. Don't use the hyphenated shit. Right? He's one of them. Yep. It's victimhood mentality. Yep. And you may not. You went in the military. But that's what it looked like. Ooh. It's like, if it's not as bad, but it's akin to putting pronouns in your profile. See what I'm saying? And the people you want to get to know and work with, if they see pronouns in your profile, like, you're like, well, there you go. You just, I'm black. Yeah, I'm black. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See? Like, oh, so you are. Yes. All right. Moving on. Veteran after 6 years of service, single father of a young person. You didn't say boy or girl, had a bad marriage. So you were, hang on. Jesus Christ. What do I say? First rule to not being poor. Don't have kids you can't afford. You had this kid when you were not able to drink. And currently working for a government entity in the union, doing a respectable thing. Okay. I've been in this job for over a year, and I've been living at home the last 2 years. I have about $20,000 in debt and $15,000 liquid cash, making $65,000 a year. Good for you. Okay, that's good. Most of my debts are credit cards and school loans from an unfinished program. I asked you, why didn't you use the GI Bill? You went to college first, incurred the debts, then you went to the military. So just to clarify that. What did you spend your money on the credit cards? What's the credit? Now, here I understand if it's the kid, because what did you do? You had a kid too soon. It was under marriage. Fine. That doesn't change the finances of it. But what are the credit cards? Are the credit cards worthy? Like, are they, what's the word I'm looking at? Authentic, legitimate expenses for the kid? Or did you go have fun you should not have had? I don't mean like blowing lines of coke off of whores' asses, but did you go have fun when you had a kid? You don't get to have fun. You don't. You have a kid. That's the not fun time. And school loans from an unfinished program. I plan on transitioning into becoming an electrician for the IBEW this year as a sound and communication technician, because as easy as it is doing my current thing, I don't know, man, 65 grand and you're living at home, you got to be saving some money. Let's not be hasty. Because easy as it is doing the thing I do, I also understand that I need a real career that will be recession proof and pay me the money to be financially stable and free. Well, right now your current job is kind of recession proof. They need your profession. And I know a lot of people will call that a profession. No, that's a profession. That's a profession. Maybe not a glorious one, but it is a profession. This kind of made me financially stable and free. This kind of career is good money and not as demanding on the body. So, in my opinion, it's a win-win. After failed marriage, I only casually date and I'm honest up front and only deal with women that really like me. I don't plan on getting married ever again. Good for you. Good. Now, here, I got a question. Are we going to bring another bundle of joy into this world because of oops? Right? I know you were married. I know the math wasn't there. That's still an oops. Are we going to oops again? Whatever modicum of progress we made, whatever, are we going to oops ourselves into poverty once again? Have you thought of a vasectomy? No fucking joke. Do you want another right now? I know you didn't ask about this, but we're trying to take this car you brought in here and make it better. I'm asking you, do you want a cold air intake? Like we put it right here to really help your car. If you're not going to have any other kids, son of a gun, man, go think about getting a vasectomy. Really, it's whatever time. Maybe probably your healthcare covers it. Now I think about it. That way we don't have no more oops. No more $250,000 oops. I know you didn't come in here for the cold air intake. I'm just saying you really ought to consider this cold air intake. All right. Ain't not planning on getting married ever again. So maybe kids aren't, you don't want kids again. That would be the number one thing I'd be doing. And then there's not the, and by the way, I don't mean you oopsing. I just mean the girl saying, oops, I'm preggers. I don't know. The birth control didn't work. I mean, you know, it happens. It happens, you know. How much money you got? You got a pension, don't you? And I get an email 3 years ago, Cappy, I was emailing you before. As an African American, I just feel that she said she was on the pill and she wasn't, and now I got another kid. What do? You suffer. What do you mean, what do you do? You be poor. That's what you do. Okay. I don't plan on getting married. Despite some setbacks, what's your honest position on how I'm doing? And is there any pitfalls I should be aware of going into my 30? Well, that's the main pitfall I just told you, is you accidentally having another kid. And not because of you, right? It could be because of the other gal. So I'm not, if you don't want kids, like you're sure, but you just want this one, you're done, you go looking to get into vasectomy. Again, thank you for your time. So then I had a question. Why didn't you use the GI Bill to pay for school? And he kindly says, I love and support the content. So I said $50. I appreciate your advice. You give the Gen Z fellas. Well, but see, I gave you a military discount. That really, thank you for your service. You don't have to take the money. I mean, really, save that money, extra money you could have bought your kids some food. So to answer your question, when I went to a school of technology in 2015, I wasn't in the service yet. My major was automotive technology. Good. I wanted the degree because I was told it was important by my counselors. I didn't realize I overpaid for a degree in the trades when it wasn't necessary. When I dropped out after 3 semesters in 2016, I signed up. So you have student loan debt for 3 semesters? Hang on. What's the price? Looking up the tuition. In state? Holy shit. This is on the high end. What's a full load nowadays? 15? Hang on, I'm just trying to do the math. I'm doing it in today's tuition dollars. It was cheaper 10 years ago. Is 12 a full load? Times 2. Okay, so am I wrong? We're coming in around, you got 30 grand in debt from 10 years ago? And you were in the military for 6 years and you didn't save the money to pay it off? I'm calling bullshit, man. What the fuck's going on? Well, you had free food, clothing, shelter when you were in the military. You didn't save none of the money? How do you have debt from 9 years ago from this college program you attended 3 semesters? Oh, maybe it's 40 grand because you did 3 semesters. Still. So you tried an automotive technology program. You dropped off, you joined the Air Force. If I do the math right, your kid was not around yet. Yes, your kid was not around because my best friend recommended that I should sign up. He was in the Marines. After separating 2023, I went to 2 different schools, University of Chicago online and a different college. The teachers weren't helpful, and to be honest, they sucked at their jobs. I went to computer science, but none of the teachers had any real experience in that. After several tutoring sessions, staying back to help multiple times, I made the decision that this was a waste of time. So, okay, all right. I was correct. You need to watch the video, sit down and study. You are all over the fucking place, man. Because why? You're lazy. But now you don't have a choice to be lazy. Trying this all this time, trying that, all that, all that. I know what dude, stop being a flighty, bumbly, ditzy type of girl and fucking choose already. All these programs are fine. Everything you've mentioned here is fine. Automotive technology. Why didn't while you were in the military for 6 years, why don't you pick up a skill there? They have training. Then you go to Chicago Online for computer science and a community college. Okay, fine. And you know what? The teachers may have sucked, right? Still your problem. Dude, you need to fucking choose something and stick with it. Your problem should I go become an electrician? That's a perfectly fine trade. Yeah, that's fine. Are you going to do it? Or you going to be Bipsy Flatty, teeny bopper girly girl from Winnetka? Like, are you fucking Beaker? Shut up and study. I don't care what the price is. I don't care how bad the teachers are. Shit, by now you should know the teachers are shit no matter where you go. And the only way you're going to learn anything is through autodidactism because that's how all learning is done. It's up to you to fucking learn it. I'll give you an example. I went to computer networking school for about a year until banking dragged me back with an offer I couldn't refuse. All right. And before I went into the official school and class, I got the big old green book about computer networking. A friend of mine recommended me to it. And I'm just reading. This is like a 650-page book. It's a huge thing. And I just read. And it took a while, but I inevitably taught myself the basics of computer networking, like how it worked, why you set things up, so that when I went into the actual course, it really didn't matter what the teacher was teaching, whether they were good or bad. I was just going through it to go get the credits, but it helped me understand. God almighty, how much spam calling am I getting? Dude, knock it off with this. The teacher sucked and I didn't like this and it was too expensive. No, for once, I'm going to say you're the common variable. And you don't stick to it and you're lazy, maybe even cowardly. You're afraid of hard work or, oh, I don't understand. I'm going to try something. I don't like. Dude, how much time have you wasted? How much money did you waste? Let's say you just stuck with the overpriced program back at the first place at an auto mechanic degree. Fine. It would have been, say, $55,000 in student loan debts. Would you be better off because you had your certification, would have been working the past 8 years or 7 years? And the math ain't mathing on this. Dude, you were in the military for 6 years. They paid for shit. I don't mean like they paid for your student loans, but you didn't have lodging expenses. They gave you food. You had health care. And they gave you money. Where's the fucking money? After several tutoring sessions and staying back for help multiple times, I made the decision that this was a waste of time. So I figured out what to do by working a full-time job plus overtime. All right, here's another thing. It could be this, and this is not your fault. You could be just dumb, right? I don't really believe in that much because I've seen it. Like, dumb people, you write too well to be dumb, right? You're not like, I don't see a wall of text. Your sentences are cogent and they're logical, right? When I see this, I look at like, well, that brain is at least normal, maybe even a little bit on the higher side. You know, you see people who are kind of dumb. You're like, oh, yeah. Doesn't seem like that to be you. You write too well, right? But it could be you're holding back. You need tutoring and tuition. Now, your rest of your behavior indicates to me you're just lazy. But it could be you're dumb. And I'd like to say go take the Queendom test, IQ test online just to assess it. But do you try? Like back in the olden days when I taught statistics and I had all the kids in my statistics class take their IQ test online, so it'd make most of them shut the fuck up. I knew full damn well that like half the kids were going to pour scorely, not because they were stupid, but because they were lazy. So I don't know if having you take an IQ test to accurately assess whether or not you're stupid or you're just lazy is going to work. Because if you're lazy, it's going to be a low IQ test. Now you misdiagnosed yourself. You're actually intelligent, but you think you're stupid now. So before you jump on another bandwagon here of let's throw this shit against the wall and maybe it sticks, why don't you take some competency assessment tests? Perhaps in the electrical field. I would say for a real quick and dirty, why don't you go do the Queendom test online? But if you're going to do it for the love of God, man, try this time. So you actually got a ballpark. Now, keep in mind, IQ tests are, that's not set in stone. You can obviously study for a test and get a very high score, which should argue in theory that then you are capable of that level of competence. All right. But give it a good shot, man. Give it your all. Brush up on a little bit of math and see where you come in. Because if you give it your best, man, and you know it's your all, and you sat down and studied a little bit, refreshed your brain on take some sample IQ tests online first so you know the type of questions they're going to ask. Because I think the Queendom test is timed, which you should know that going in. They don't tell you. So you understand, oh, yeah, this is a spatial pattern recognition test. This is a logical word test. All right. So go freshen up on that stuff. Right. So you're not testing your test taking ability. You're actually testing what's approaching your intelligence and capabilities. And then find out. And then if you're like, oh my God, I got an IQ of 75, which I wouldn't believe. A guy with an IQ of 75 wouldn't write this well. I'll tell you right now, the way you're writing, you are at least average. At least. I trust me, I've seen bad writing. It indicates to me you're just not trying, and you are paralysis analysis, and you either lack the spine or the wherewithal to stick with fucking something. I mean, how'd you do 6 years in the military? I mean, that's a lengthy stay. Aren't most contracts 4? Where's that guy? What happened to him? Where was the discipline you got there? Put that into this. How much did you got your books, went to the school. How much did you sit the fuck down and study? So when it came to take computer test time, you were able to do it. How much did you study? Only you know that answer. I'm speculating this sounds like typical young American laziness. Just the typical American kid. Now in 2025, I'm putting my effort back into getting into the trade so I can utilize my GI Bill for the apprenticeship. All right, cool. You're not going to accrue any more debt. I'll know I'll do better in this industry anyway because I've become familiar with electrical principles and hand tools since I took automotive classes in high school. You could have been a mechanic. All right, fine. But this is the last fucking one, man. Seriously, this is the last fucking one. Stop. You have wasted your time and earlier on your money. And if this doesn't go through, man, you're now going to waste your GI Bill. You got to make this count. So you either make the choice, I'm going to knock it the fuck off with flighty bimbly bupsy boo. I'm going to sit the fuck down. I'm going to fucking study. I'm going to make the best out of this. Now, all that being said, you're making pretty good money right now, man. Like, let's take a look. Average starting salary electrician. Yeah. Average starting salary for electrician. Well, it says in Nevada, 52,000. So you're going to take a pay cut. And naturally, yes, you would make more, especially if you became self-employed and you were sober and reliable and showed up on time and did the job right. Okay. You're not one of these cousin fuckers in South Dakota or Wyoming who don't do it right. You say, no, I'm different. I'm going to do it right. Then you can make well over 6 figures. But you're going to take a pay cut kind of no matter where you are because you're kind of handsomely compensated now. So what would be ideal, can you go into trade school part-time without forfeiting your current job you got? Right? I got to imagine you got good health care, right? I mean, if you drop out, you got to go to trade school. Is there a nighttime program? Like, I would not, especially now that you got a kid, I would not be dropping out. I would not give up your current job now. That's going to pay you more than what you're going to make when you're going to school, and at least a couple of years after you get you're an apprentice and a journeyman. It's pretty good. And to be perfectly honest, if you want to start making progress, see, your kid is young, so he needs you around. After think about, here's what I do. You're making pretty good money now. If there is a part-time electrician program you can go to, okay, cool. Because then you're not giving up your job. You still got health insurance. You got pretty good money. You're living at home. Spend time with your kid. If it's like, no, you got to go full-time. It's only a full-time program. Then what I would do is the days you don't got your kid, I go work a second job, whatever it is. Bring in some extra scratch, pay off your credit card debts and your student loan debts. Because sorry, I screwed up. What do I do? You suffer. That's it. You suffer. Even if you don't screw up, you suffer. Go watch my video. Everyone wanders the desert for 40 years. Everybody suffers. It's just you get to suffer more because you had a kid that you couldn't afford. So you get to, I would, with the good pay you got now, go make a little bit more money. I don't know if you can do more. Can you get overtime at work? Because if you got overtime in your union, that's what I'd be looking at. That's what I would be doing. And I would work overtime or work another job, get my finances squared away when my kid wasn't around. And then once your kid is kind of old enough, they don't need a driver's license. But once you know they're not going to burn the house down in 3 hours, kids about 11, 10, 11, 12 maybe. Then it's like, okay, you got activities, you go play with the boys in the neighborhood. You know he's not going to, he doesn't need to be hawked over all the time. Right now he's a little boy, or I think it's a boy, I don't know. You have a little child. This person needs to be watched over pretty much all the time. Once they get a bike, that age, they can bike to the neighborhood. I don't have to worry about them that much. Then I think about switching from overtime work. Then I go into the trades. Then I go get my electrical license because it's just, you just paid too well. You got kind of a good thing going on there. And especially if you could get overtime through the union, man, you could be pushing 100,000. Seriously. Take that money, pay off your credit card debts, pay off your student loans from beforehand, maybe put a little bit of a trades or a college fund in for your kid. And after, let's say 5 years, kid should be biking age by that time. All right, Junior, I'm going to go to school now. All right. You're going to have to kind of watch over yourself a little bit. Maybe you still pick up extra shifts if that's possible through your union. But you're going to have to watch over yourself a little bit now. Go play, go join basketball or whatever it is, Boy Scouts, something. I don't know. That's what I would do. So I know you may want to go become an electrician. And if there's a part-time program, boom. Yeah, absolutely. Sign up for it. but I would not give up your money now or your finance because you're living at home, right? So you're saving money. Dude, take this opportunity to get rid of your debts and be done with it. And then once your finances are kind of squared away and the kid can kind of take it, then I'd be worried about going to trade school. All right. I have spoken. Link below. What do I got linked below? Oh, how to stop being lazy. I have that link below. And maybe it's not late. Dude, you got to stick to it, man. It's stick-to-itiveness. What's that word? Temerity, tenacity? Something that starts with the T. Vid Game 1, $2. Hey, Aaron, check out Crowd Health for health insurance. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know what? Video game, I'm going to leave. I got my note list out there. Hang on. Crowd Health. Thank you very much, Vid Game 1. That's the type of shit that I need. Vic, €5. Working in cloud and systems admin by day, getting my computer science degree online by certs at night. If you think you can't do it, you're just lazy and math avoidant. Yeah, I have to be honest with this guy. I have to, like, dude, fucking and watch that video of South Park. That's what it is. You're not helping yourself going, and we got to figure out, can he do it? If he needed tutoring and you're just not smart enough to do it, his current job is good enough. And especially if you get overtime, he could punch for $100,000. He could. I'm not a big fan of the unions, but sometimes they help. Sometimes they're on your side. All right, there you guys go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.